If you are a normal person, you probably have no clue what goes on in Central Asia, so sad people like me who haven't seen the sun in several weeks exist to teach you all about it. This is Turkmenistan, a really dry country on the Caspian Sea across from Azerbaijan and bordering Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, Afghanistan and Iran. Let's go back to 1962 when Turkmenistan was part of the USSR. This guy, Sapar Murat Niyazov, became a member of the Communist Party and happened to be really good at getting promotions, so much so that in 1990 he became chairman of the Supreme Soviet of the Turkmen SSR. Turkmenistan gained independence in 1991 with the collapse of the Soviet Union, and given that Niyazov was already in control of pretty much everything in the Turkmen SSR, he became president. But he got bored of the president name fast, so he decided that he would instead be referred to as Turkmenbashi, or leader of all Turkmen. Turkmenbashi decided that he wanted to try out a dictatorship-free trial, also known as a 10-year development plan, leading up to 2002. This was later overridden in 1999 when he was finally declared president for life by Parliament. So far, he just sounds like your average dictator, but this is where this comes in. The Ruhnama, or the Book of the Soul, was written by Turkmenbashi as spiritual and moral guidance for the Turkmen people. This was by all accounts the holy book of Niyazov, and as such it was shoved down the throats of the Turkmen people, becoming a mandatory part of education and everyday life. In order to do anything productive in Turkmen society, you needed an in-depth knowledge of the Ruhnama. You were tested on it in driving exams, job interviews, and so much more. Libraries, offices, and even mosques were forced to display the Ruhnama prominently, and if somebody dared to criticize it, it was seen as blasphemy, punishable by torture of the offender or their family. In 2005, Niyazov wanted his godly creation to conquer space, so what did he do? He launched it into orbit. If you need any more proof that the Ruhnama was seen as holy, Niyazov stated in 2006 that he made sure that those who read it 3 complete times in their lives will be secured a place in heaven. He made a bunch of decrees throughout his reign, such as replacing the Turkmen word for bread and the month of April with the name of his mother, renaming a city on the Caspian Sea to Turkmenbashi after himself, discouraging gold teeth, closing all hospitals outside of Ashgabat, which didn't help the fact that Turkmenistan had the lowest life expectancy in Central Asia, and closing all libraries outside of Ashgabat, as he believed that the only 2 books that Turkmen needed to read were the Ruhnama and the Quran. Many other things were outright banned too, such as smoking, opera, beards and long hair on men, dogs in Ashgabat due to their odour, and many more things for being insufficiently Turkmen. Anyway, Niyazov died in December 2006 by a heart attack, so this other guy, Gurbanguly Berdimuhamedov, became acting president. It wasn't until the February 2007 election that he officially became the 2nd president of Turkmenistan, with 89.23% of the votes. The first thing that he did was reinstate a lot of the things to how they were before Turkmenbashi happened. Libraries and the hospitals were reopened outside of the capital, month and day names were changed back to their original, he abolished many of the festivals that Turkmenbashi set up, although he kept Melon Day for some reason, and removed mandatory teaching and testing of the Ruhnama. But don't think for a second that this was a step towards democracy. No, because it wasn't. He abolished the presidential term limit so that he could run for a 3rd term, in which he miraculously won 98% of all votes. Berdimuhamedov seemed to like the white aesthetic of the capital Ashgabat, which has the highest concentration of marble buildings in the world, and so like any logical person, he had all dark-coloured cars impounded until their owners got them painted white. Oh, and here he is falling off a horse. It's probably important to note that this was censored on state media. Turkmenistan is still one of the most oppressive regimes in the world, and it shows absolutely no sign of easing up. The only country to properly contest it would likely be North Korea, and maybe at a push Eritrea. Although at the same time their economy is growing almost as fast as China, so they're obviously doing some things semi-right, even if the country has a lot of human rights issues to overcome. But anyway, that's the end of today's video. If you did enjoy it, please be sure to leave a like, comment, and maybe even subscribe for more. But anyway, I am Duo, and I will see you next decade for another video.